episode 5 of AUO Pod, which is also known as Anime Under Observation. And today we have, as usual, Rio and Zoe. Hey guys.
Hi guys.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's always just gonna be the three of us, so get used to it. So, today we decided to go with a topic that's very near and dear to my heart, and I'm sure any of you listeners out there will know what I'm talking about, which is our personal guilty pleasure anime. Yes. AKA anime that we secretly enjoy, but we're just too embarrassed to say that we like it, because people are probably gonna give a shit for it. Though, I don't know. For me personally, like, what do you guys define guilty pleasures to me? Because personally, like, I think enjoyment and like how good you think a show is isn't necessarily like the same.
I agree with that.
I think they're kind of a bit separate in the sense that enjoyment's kind of like, okay, I enjoy this kind of trope because I'm just used to it. This is really the genre that I'm into. Like, let's say you make me watch two anime of, I guess their qualities are like, it's not too differentiable. Like, let's say one is a 5 out of 10 and the other one's a 6 out of 10, but the 6 out of 10 is like a CG, DCD, whatever, and the 5 out of 10 is like romantic comedy bullshit. I'm gonna prefer the 5 out of 10. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's how I see it as well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean,
To me, a guilty pleasure is when when it's a show that I'm embarrassed to talk about because it doesn't fit my brand. If you think about it, it's not
like what
it's
you
not
think is
something
good.
that when you think about me, I'll like.
For me,
My
it's like
brand.
it's not something that's gonna fit with like your personal criteria of what you think is good. Because there are shows that you're like, yeah, this isn't good, but I like it anyway because it has this, this, and this. What I don't consider a guilty pleasure though is like if you unironically like something.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that is different.
Yeah, even if like everyone says it's shit, but you see something about it that other people can't quite like, that like you really think it's good, and not because of those guilty pleasure tendencies. Like for me, Danmachi is this case, because yes, it does have guilty pleasureness with all the harem, whatever. Like it's not really much of a harem in some ways, and it has all of the romantic comedy stuff that I like, and yeah, it has that, and it also has like some awesome and juicy ships. Like, anyone here on the Wealth X Hephaestus train? Anyone else? Come on, guys! Woo! No one.
Go ahead with that.
Come on, Wealth X Hephaestus is awesome. I think Hephaestus is kind of hot.
I think this is already demonstrating how much of a guilty pleasure it is for you. Because like
I don't
like,
no.
Zoe and
My
I are
point.
like-
I'm trying to say why it's not. Because yes, while it has those things, I also think that in terms of writing, it's pretty decent. Like, I am inclined to root for Bell a lot because I can literally see that the guy needs to work in order to like do something. Because in essence, like, this is a spoiler. Is it really? I don't know. It was revealed episode 1 anyway. Because Bell's power is he can accumulate experience at a much faster rate compared to other people. So, yeah, he has a superpower, but it's not gonna do anything if he doesn't work for it. And
But
I
he
like
also has
that.
the Argonaut skill though.
Oh yeah, I mean, he did attain that after the fact, you know. He still had to kind of work for it, right?
True.
So, we have that. And then we have some really likable side characters. Like, I really like Wealth and Hermes. Hermes is pretty awesome. And the comedy is legitimately funny. And Hestia, for example, like, sometimes she's really too clingy, and I can get that, but when she's not with her clingy self, she can, like, deliver some really comedic timing, honestly. Same with Eyes, her airheadedness is kind of cute, especially in Sword Oratoria. Like, oh my gosh, she was excellent in that show. So back to the point, yes, that is why Danmachi is not a guilty pleasure for me, because I can still see things that I like about it that are beyond the, I guess, things that personally appeal to me, if you get what I mean. Strike the Blood would be my first one. Yes. Okay.
I'm trying to remember this anime, right? What is Strike the Blood? Is that the vampire mecha?
That's the vampire one.
Yeah. Okay.
Vampire mecha? Yeah,
No,
okay.
it's not like that.
It's not a mecha.
No, it's the vampire one. I'm just trying to remember shit. It's been
Okay.
years.
I will say though that season 1 was okay. It was okay. Here's my thing with Strike the Blood. I know that it has dumb tropes. I know that the characters are kinda annoying. I know that it's kinda stupid, borderline for like a lot of the time. But I don't care, man. I really don't care. I just don't, okay? I love La Folia. She is an excellent girl. I love the times when Kojo says, Kokosaki wa ore no kenka da! And then Himeragi goes, Iie senpai, watashi tachi no tatakai desu. Then like that entire soundtrack just plays, and then we have like Kojo, aka Wealth, because they have the same voice actor. Like, side note, I have a hard time taking Wealth seriously sometimes because I just think, oh my gosh, is Wealth gonna say Himeragi or like Regulus Aurum or some bullshit like that? So that's just like a gripe I have. Though that's more of my problem. Back to the point. I don't know, it has all of the harem bullshit that I just enjoy. And at least in season 1, the animation's actually pretty decent, and I like the character designs. They're pretty good. And the soundtrack's pretty solid too. So yeah, that's just my guilty pleasure.
I can't kill you for that. I actually
can't
like a
kill
lot
you.
as well.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, Kirasaka is hot. I actually don't remember much about the show. I just remember that one scene where Kirasaka is showing her feet.
I know, you do have a foot fetish.
So yeah, that's
Yeah,
the only
foot
reason why I
fetish.
like that show.
Yeah, I mean, Kirasaka's awesome. I just prefer La Folia because she's just like my type of girl. No, I mean, Kirasaka's really hot too.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rio, you want to go next?
Okay, so I don't know. Given that you gave this new given that you gave this definition, I'm not sure which is exactly gonna fit. Because like I'm having a hard time trying to think about what I'm gonna say. Because then I'll lose all my credibility, and I'm.
Bro, we never had it first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. Like, yeah, but no. I have a couple actually. I'm just gonna think about it. But like, I think one of the first ones that I think I ended up liking, and it isn't good. Like, the animation is terrible, but like, I ended up liking it anyway. But I don't know if it's gonna fall in one of those definitions where it's unironically good. But I'll debate that as I go on. But like, I think Kimono Friends ends up here because like I finished that anime. I watched all of it, and
Well,
like,
I haven't seen it, so
and I have to objectively say that the animation is terrible, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
well, I mean, there are some anime that just don't have good animation, but you still like anyway. So.
No, but like but I kind of find it hard to hate it though, because like the animation studio was working with like literal potatoes. Like, they didn't have any money, so like they were
Is
just
that the
given this
furry
job.
one?
It's not really furry though,
I
man.
don't know
It's
if
the
it's
one
really
with the
furry.
anthropomorphic animal.
Yeah, it's not furry really.
Also, they're not
It's-
wearing costumes. Okay.
No, they really are animals, man. They really are animals. But
Well,
like,
as for
I
the
don't know.
animation, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily a, what do you call this, a demerit, because a lot, I mean,
It's more of no. I mean, that's what I mean is, yeah, I do agree that there are 3D animations that are good.
for
But what I
example,
meant is
like,
like it really suffered from the lack of any kind of resources. Like, legit, man, this guy was probably rendering this thing on like Intel Pentium or whatever. Like,
Oh
man,
hell.
like no, really, like if you saw the opening
yeah, I have seen it.
like
Yeah, I have
episode,
seen, no, I
I
haven't
feel the
seen
same.
it,
there's
I've
but I've
like
edited
there's
videos
seen
on Intel Pentium.
clips.
there's like what do you call it? Like there's lag in the freaking opening, man. Like there's like lag in like the freaking like how characters move, and I'm like, bro, is this like are you trying to do this on Blender and is your CPU like on fire or something? I don't know. I still liked it. I think part of the reason why was that it had a heart, which is very very uncommon now in
Well,
anime.
is that necessarily a guilty pleasure though?
That's the thing.
Because
That's why I wasn't sure. I was gonna like say it.
I
And then
don't
I
know,
was gonna
because like I said,
discuss.
for me, like, okay, I'm gonna ask you, Rio. Are there things you like about this show that you can justifiably say make it at least a good show for you?
Yeah, I think that's where I'm struggling right now with like thinking
Because if
about.
it's yes, then I wouldn't necessarily count that as a guilty pleasure. Because, for example, like Zoe, does True Tears have good animation? To me, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does, man.
Does it?
Well,
Which episode?
the animation isn't good, but the way everything is colored. The animation is bad, but the aesthetic is good.
Well, certain episodes have that aesthetic that I know you're talking about, but I don't know if I'd count that. How many episodes is that? 3?
Nah, I don't know, but I like pastels.
I
So-
know it was like 3 episodes though, so 3 out of 13. That's not a passing score. Okay, so can we just say it doesn't have good animation? It has moments of brilliance, but I mean,
Sure,
Berserk.
sure. I can
Berserk
sense
20
that.
Berserk 2016 had a good opening. I mean that's a moment of brilliance. If you count
Well.
that. If you count that, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, let's establish that. So, I mean, I like True Tears, not even if its animation isn't that great. I think it's a good show still. Just the dynamic that the main character has between his love interests is pretty good.
They're step siblings. Well,
I don't know. I'm trying to
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about it because like if we restrict it to like things, I know I'm just it's like a debate really. But like if we restrict it to things that we can't find any kind of good stuff in, then
Not
how
necessarily
does
like
it-
you can't find the good stuff, but like you can't, because for you it doesn't have anything really in terms of quality, but it has these tropes or
yeah, okay.
genres or themes that you're just, yeah, I mean, I don't care, I'm gonna watch it still because it has this. Like for me, that's the
Then-
case with Strike the Blood. Like
Yeah,
it
then
has
I
all
don't-
it has the banger soundtrack.
Okay,
it
so
has
like
the
then
harem
I'll like
bullshit.
maybe I'll make a comparison then. So like an anime that's actually good that I enjoy, that I'm not afraid to defend would be something like Girls in Panzer. But then an anime that I'm gonna say is a guilty pleasure because it's objectively kind of bad, but I still ended up liking it, is Strike Witches. Just because girls don't have pants on.
Oh, okay.
let me look that up. I think I've
You don't
seen
know
that.
Strike Witches.
I mean,
man.
I've
It's
heard
bas-
of it. Like, I've seen a review of Glass Reflection, I believe.
It's
Yeah, he
not
made a
good,
review of
but
that.
it's
Oh
something
my
I
God.
still watch.
Like, I saw like a clip of it, and I'm like, damn, this looks insane as hell. It's like bombastic, and I can respect that. I can respect that as a
No,
guilty pleasure.
it's
my
a
dude.
guilty pleasure because it actually, except for the rare. Okay, there I will make a point that there is a rare moment where the anime actually becomes good, and that's the one scene where one of the characters is singing like a German song. She sang like Lily Marlene, and that was actually beautiful. That one moment, but everything else is just sort of like, I don't know, like freaking generic fighting aliens bullshit. But like, it's just the whole thing about girls having to like not have pants while they fly around with like freaking propellers on their legs. Man, I don't know. I mean, it's not something I could recommend to everyone, but I still
Bro, it
ended
looks
up
like
enjoying it.
Hardcore. That's my
Kankoni.
only opinion. Yeah, that's my only
Yeah,
opinion.
it is like Kankol, but I think Kankol's better because it actually has plot, like good plot, like the whole like the
That's
ships,
debatable.
like I
Define
don't know,
plot,
man.
man. Like, I think Strike the Blood has some amazing plot.
What are you talking about? Oh,
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I
well,
know, man. Zoe. I mean, come on, man. Kankol has the best plot. Have you ever been to N hentai? Come
bro,
on.
I'm not into small kids.
No, not that, man. I'm talking about the corruption.
The what?
The corruption, man. Haven't you ever searched the corruption tags? It's all Kankol, man. It's all Kankol corruption.
Oh my god. Nah.
This is gonna turn into a hentai podcast.
Bro,
This
I
is
don't
what
know
guilty
about
pleasure
that
means.
culture.
But yeah, okay, so I think I'm gonna end with saying that my guilty pleasure for this round is Strike Witches, just for those reasons. Because like it really is not something I can recommend, but I liked it.
So I guess it's my turn then.
Yeah.
Yes, join the
So I
club.
mean, you guys already know how much of a fan I am. But I really like the Index franchise.
I don't know if
Yeah,
that's a
man.
guilty pleasure.
You never.
Bro, it's pretty bad.
Now?
I do no. The early seasons are pretty bad. I can count in my finger how many good arcs there are in season 1 to 3. I mean, the only reason why I like it is Tori Majutsu no Index NT and Railgun. But not gonna lie, as bad as I think the first 3 seasons are, I still enjoy it. I still rewatch it from time to time. Oh my god, how do you pronounce that word? Daihase is absolute trash. Like basically, it's about this girl whose one job is to make Academy City. The plan is she's carrying a weapon that can kill an angel. I think that's the plot. So she's carrying it to Academy City of all places. You know, the place that doesn't have a saint or doesn't have an angel. But it turns out that it's just, you know, a weapon that can convert every citizen in an area into a Christian. Bro, you cannot make that up. That is stupid.
Oh my
as
gosh.
hell.
That sounds awesome.
But like I said, I'm an
Convert
Elftheus.
everyone to a Christian, Jesus.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, we are all Christian, right? So,
But like I said,
only fitting.
NT gets good in NT because it introduces the best villain, Othinus, and it finally
Your
fleshes
waifu?
yes, and it finally fleshes out the character of Alistair. Because you know, in the beginning,
Yes.
you just think Alistair's just that bad guy, calm and calculated. But
Yeah,
you
with
see, in
all
the,
his tattoos, Alistair Black. Yeah.
oh, hell no, Alistair Crowley. But when you read the last 4 or 5 volumes, he really becomes a likable person, and he actually becomes a protagonist. He's no longer the
Oh.
villain at that point. I think-
Protagonist? Really? Isn't Toma the protagonist?
No, one of the protagonists.
That's not really a protagonist then. That's kind of like a tritagonist or a
Sure.
tetragonist.
Sure.
Like the deuteragonist is Accelerator. right?
Accelerator.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you could also say Hamazura, but he's not featured enough.
Then
but he has his own-
tritagonist. Okay.
But he's got his own stuff going on. Because like if you read World War III, which is not that great, let's be honest here. I think most people like it because of some really cool scenes, but overall it doesn't make sense as a war. We barely focus on the war, if anything. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I can concede to that fact. I just think NT is really good. And of course, Railgun is really good. I mean, I started off as a Railgun fan before an Index fan. I mean, Rio can tell. Remember back
Yeah, I remember
6 years
then.
ago?
Yeah. That was ancient, man.
Yeah, Railgun
Those
has
were the
really
days,
turned
man.
everything.
Those were the days, man. Those were the days that you still thought light novels were manga.
Oh my god.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yes,
Oh my
it
god,
can.
I remember hearing that, and I'm just
Bro,
like,
that was
I
like-
can't believe it.
Bro,
I
that
legit
was our
thought that you were.
first
I don't
interaction.
know.
Fucking hell.
How
Bro,
low
Gundam
was your
was
weeb
so
level
far.
back then, my dude? How low was it? Bro, I was like 12 and I knew that.
Bro, I was an anime only and a manga fan back then. I didn't know what
Yeah.
the fuck light
Yeah.
novel.
Hey, I didn't read LNs back then. I mostly did manga and anime, but even I knew that. What the
I
hell?
didn't either, but I knew that Index was based off of a light novel.
Yeah,
But the only
man,
source material I was reading was the manga.
That's still weird to
That,
me.
that, that
back
was
in
my
the day.
concept of what an LN was. So
And
yeah,
it's
that
like,
was
what the fuck, man? At last, I
Hilarious.
get recognition for being correct all these years.
well.
Well,
I never
anyway.
did. No, never did
Anyway.
acknowledge that.
Yeah, you never did. This is finally the time, in a very public forum, that you can acknowledge
Exposed.
that you were wrong.
Bro, so exposed. Another one is Emma. Have you guys seen that?
Is that really a guilty pleasure? But you told me that was actually good.
Yeah, it's good, but it's good, but it's just that. It's not great. It's
Okay, what's the
it's-
problem with being just good then? There are lots of anime that are just good.
It's not.
really
It's
good.
very. What do you call?
What, bland?
So I'll
Generic?
put that. No. Yeah, it's very generic, but I put it over a lot of romances. But if you actually watch it, it's a very generic romance. I just really like the art style and the world building. Not really world building. It's just a very accurate portrayal of Victorian era England.
Yeah, and I know you're like into that era, so.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess like if you think of that as a definition of a guilty pleasure, I mean that's fine. I mean it's just that for me, like you tell me it's a good show, so
Yeah, it's a good
that
show,
it,
but it's
there
very.
shouldn't really be a. Hey man.
It's basically a K-drama disguised as an anime, and I don't like K-dramas a lot. So that's
Well-
why it's a guilty pleasure.
I mean, I don't like K-dramas.
I don't
a lot
even
either.
know
Mostly
K-dramas.
because like no, I mean I don't know them, but like my mom watches the Tagalog dubs of them.
Well,
But like my thing with them is they're just kind of like those generic shoujo manga that you just read, like with the goody two shoes female protagonist.
yeah, it's
like,
basically like
and
that.
like the bad boy main character, and then the childhood friend dude, and then you have that. I know it has the rich main villain, something like that. It's just like that. And,
No, it's basically about a maid who marries her master.
yeah. Yeah,
It's-
that does
it's
sound like
very
a
much-
setup. That
Yeah,
sounds like a
very
setup
much.
for a K drama.
Yeah, and it
No.
plays out like one a lot, like heavily.
No, I'm not
I still
okay.
like it.
If anyone hears this, please do not assume that we're just here to like shit on K dramas.
No, I hate
I'm
K-dramas. I hate K-dramas.
Well, okay.
Holy shit. Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
okay. I am not affiliated with that opinion. Melem,
I'm
am
not affiliated with that
Okay,
opinion.
here's my thing. Because K dramas are, I'm just not the target audience for it. Okay.
But I just
Because-
don't respect the medium.
Oh my God.
Well, okay, that's fair.
This is,
okay,
this
fine.
is how we
I
get
get
taken
that.
down for hate speech, man.
Well, I don't really mind. Well, okay, I fucking hate them too, but I don't mind it if people like them because I'm not the target audience. Because I'm never gonna read the trashy shoujo manga and like.
But my thing is, I respect that some people like it. What I don't respect is when they just keep on posting in every Twitter thread that has nothing to do with Korean drama or K-pop idols. They just post their stan or whatever that is.
I mean,
And
Korea
it has
views are
nothing
just.
to do with it.
They're a whole different beast, my dude. Like even us weebs.
Yeah, this is why we run an anime channel, man. We don't know their world, so like we don't have
Yeah.
to interact with them.
Yeah. I mean, I
But
don't
we're
really know.
forced to. I mean, I
Is
was
Well,
that right?
reading
Just
a
because
thread,
we are interested in in a similar Asian themed
bro.
Asian themed media.
well, I mean, okay. I
I
listen to K-pop. I'm just gonna say that out loud, so
I
I'm
was
fine with
Oh,
that.
reading
that's your guilty
a
pleasure now. Holy shit!
I
Oh my
I was
god,
reading a
this is
thread
the
about Animal Crossing, and people were arguing about a Korean idol group. What the hell was I supposed to do?
Well, I mean, here's my thing. You know those people who only watch One Piece?
Yep.
Like, I'm kind of like that with K-pop. I only listen to Red Velvet.
Well,
I mean, I don't know. I like their music. It's pretty cool. Like Bad Boy. And that's a pretty banger track for me. I don't know. I like it. It has that hip hop X.
okay.
Has a
So
bit
for
of like
Melem's
a
guilty
hip hop
pleasure,
X
it's
thing.
the entirety of it's Red Velvet of K-pop.
Hey man, I'm not ashamed to say that I like Red Velvet. Like even people who don't like K-pop like Red Velvet, aka me. Like I know people who don't like K-pop, but they say, "Yeah, I like Red Velvet." It's
I
just
mean, they
kind of
okay.
like
I
that.
will agree. They do make good dish music, but I really don't listen to those
Yeah,
things.
I mean that's fair. I mean I think it's catchy. It's pretty cool.
But like I
some
don't
of
know.
their songs
I
are
feel
pretty
like I feel
awesome.
like on the range like of like most hate to least hate. I think like I'm in the middle because like I know Zoe's probably got like he said he has no respect for the genre. I'm neutral to the genre. I think you're kind of neutral, but you have slight respect. I have
Not
less
necessarily
respect.
respect. It's just that I don't really interact with most people of that genre. Or
Okay.
because if you look at my Twitter feed, like I don't really like interact much in Twitter. My Twitter is mainly for anime news and basketball news.
I don't even have
Like
Twitter.
I'm just gonna
I don't
look at
interact with this.
Adrian Wojnarowski and he's gonna say the NBA season is cancelled. If I didn't have Twitter, I wouldn't be able to read that
bro,
piece of news.
if you scroll hard enough, you're gonna find one. I'm telling you. It's
Yeah,
in
I
Scroll
mean,
hard.
I mean, I
every
probably
big
will.
Twitter thread.
I mean, I
It
probably will.
annoys
Like,
me to no end.
yeah,
Like
I mean, I
have
get
no
what you're saying. I get what you're
I have no
saying.
problem with the products that they produce. I just hate the fan base.
I mean,
Straight
sure,
up.
they have. I mean, sure, their fans are.
Can I
kind
have
of
a
toxic.
suggestion though for another guilty pleasure? I just remembered something. Can it be said as a guilty pleasure? I don't know, but like, can I say that Bible Black, the English dub, is a
I have
fucking
not.
guilty pleasure?
I
have
think
not-
I've seen
I've not
clips of
finished
it. I've seen clips of it, but I don't really know what it's about. Really, I think it's like where there's a bit of
It's
fucking
amazing.
involved and all that.
It's fucking amazing.
I have the
It's
game,
terrible.
but I've never finished it.
No, it's just no, but it harkens back to the days I used to browse Newgrounds, and like I think it's
Oh
one of
my
those
God.
first times like you got exposed to like something that just blew you away and changed you forever, and it
Yeah, I
was
mean, that's
Bible
one of
Black.
the first few hentais that blew up.
Yeah. No, but it's terrible. Like it's actually shitty. Like what I mean is the story. I
Well,
don't
if
know.
you guys have read Giguk's video on fan subs, there's a reason why it blew up. It's because it like appeared on everyone's fucking computer, like when they were downloading something. It was like a secret bonus for their
What was it, a
torrent. So let's
virus?
say, not really a virus, but let's say they were like torrenting an anime episode, like
It's
Bible
fucking
Black.
Bible
sometimes, yeah, and then they had
This
like
is that.
Bible Black come
Isn't that what
Okra.
people did with
It's
Boku
like
no
that
Pickle?
Okra meme.
Isn't that what people did with Boku no Pickle? Legit.
No.
No one goes
not
out
sure.
of their way to
It
watch
got
Boku
It
no
popular
happened
because
with
of a
Bible
YouTube
Black,
video. It got popular because of a YouTube video reacting to it. It's basically the two girls, one cup of anime.
I mean, imagine that you like download an episode for your entire family. You're like, hey y'all, we're gonna watch Spirited Away, guys. Let's get mom and dad, and then bang, Bible Black comes. And you're like, you're grounded for life.
Holy
Bro,
shit.
straight up.
That's hilarious.
Hilarious.
That's hilarious. Dude, is Pingu considered an anime?
Well, it's an anime. Well, it was made in Japan, so.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Pingu's in the cities. Anime.
I mean, it could be like the original Pingu though is not, it's not an anime because I'm pretty sure it's European.
I don't know. Is that the one on? Oh, okay. That was a mistake.
Wait, what? Okay, I don't know if I'm like just revealing how trash
Yeah,
I am, but like I thought.
it is British Swiss, so I was right. It is European. It's actually European. So I don't know. You could maybe. I mean, it's an original. It's originally a British Swiss product. So you could. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe.
wait, so does that mean that Melem's already done with his, which is Red Velvet, and I said Bible Black? So is it
Yeah, I think
Joe's
we're
turn
done.
now?
Okay, we're done. Anyway.
No, isn't
So
it
for-
Joe's turn?
Oh yeah. I mean.
I
One
already
more,
gave up
one
two.
more.
One more?
A second, yeah. So at least we can have 6.
Well, I don't want to say Red Velvet because that would imply that I'm embarrassed to say it. I'll just say something else. I'll look at my
Okay,
My
fine.
Anime
What
list
are you gonna-
again. My Anime
Okay, fine. So
list
say
takes me
something while
again.
Melem looks for something.
Bruh. I
Yes.
actually. No. I'm not even sure if it's a guilty pleasure. But I am a fan of To Love Root Darkness. I have read the manga to completion multiple times.
I think we know that it is a guilty pleasure, but you just don't want to admit it to yourself.
No, I'm not guilty for it. I am not guilty.
I am proud.
I just.
I am.
I'm not proud.
I am.
Acceptance is the first form, dude. It's the first step. It's
Bro,
the first
Momo
step.
is a
It's the
revelation.
first step. It's the first step. It's the first step. It's the first step.
Oh
Bro,
my god.
like, I'm not even a fan of the original. I'm just saying darkness. Like, the leap in quality between the OG and darkness, it's like night and day, man. Darkness is a masterpiece. Get out of here with that. What's the other popular harem again? The one with the dragon arm guy. The one with Dria's Gremory. I forgot that.
High School DD.
Yeah, that one. That's trash. Absolute
High School
trash.
DxD.
Bro, the art is absolute garbage. I don't understand how anybody can like that, can like those character designs. Animation is nil. I never see anything moving. Darkness, though, is perfection. Have you seen that? Have you seen that clip where Momo is eating a popsicle stick? The animation for that one, a minute, bro, absolutely fluid, artistic AF. It's an absolute masterpiece.
Dude,
Better
I'd like
than
to.
Shinkai.
Bro, better than Shinkai.
Dude, I like how.
You're really going in on this. My gosh.
Jesus, dude, I like how, like, if you look at the Wikipedia page of the reception, like, dude, like, in 2012, To Love Through Darkness was reviewed by the Tokyo Metropolitan Assembly to see if it violated their new law, Bill 156. This was after they had received a phone call from a parent who discovered a To Love Through Darkness book while cleaning a son's room. The parent did not like that there was frontal nudity of a female character, including her lower body. Bro, I think I know the real reason why you like it.
They're selling a life-sized figurine.
Well, I mean, hey man, I mean, I'm not here to judge.
I
I'm not
think
here
it's
to
like
kink shame.
it's around 100,000 yen. So,
I'm not
because
here to
we're not
kink
gonna
shame.
get
Hey,
one.
I can buy that. So
Well,
would you though?
have you found
I mean, I
something,
can buy that as
Mel?
well, I'm not here to kink shame. Okay, like we'll just leave Zoe's kinks to themselves. Like, if he wants to reveal that he's a secretly or like a very open degenerate, I mean, I'm here to just support him, man.
Hey,
We
Degenerate is my little name. What are you
I'm
talking
kinky and I'm proud.
Yes.
I'm even on the Discord.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, if you want to publicly embarrass yourself, then that's fine, man. I'm not here to judge. Anyway, so I think I found one, which is gamers.
Gamers.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yes. I legit laugh a lot because it's legitimately the definition of misunderstanding is just my favorite form of comedy, and people just misunderstand
I
themselves.
mean, that's probably why you like Hayate a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yes, fuck yes. I love Ruka.
Yeah,
Ruka,
Ruka's
best girl.
Best girl.
Yes,
Best girl.
yes.
But,
she's the best looking.
but Athena has the best arc.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
No, no,
But I like
best story arc. Ruka has
yeah,
the best
yeah,
character
yeah, yeah,
arc.
yeah. Yeah, I love Athena's story as well. It's just that first, Ruka has, as you said, the best character arc. Second, you have to agree that she looks pretty. Like, oh my gosh, the red
I think
eyes.
Athena's prettier.
Hinagiku?
No,
I'm a fan of.
I like Hina too, actually.
I like
I'm
Hina
a fan
as well.
of Hina actually, but like
I like
don't know.
Hina.
I think
Like,
I
my
have
top
mostly
three
the
girls
same.
in
I have mostly the
Hayate.
same girl rank as Zoe, except Hina is slightly higher for me, just because
Bruh,
I'm
For
a,
me,
fun
it's
fact.
for me it's Ruka, Athena, Hina in that order. That's my
Bruh,
order.
fun fact. I don't know if it's true, but I read it in the last chapter, that originally, it was supposed to end with, no, it was supposed to be a story about Hayate and Maria, and Maria's his older sister. So that's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, my problem with Hayate is I
Like I
kind of
said,
hate Nagi.
Athena's arc had one of Nagi's best character moments. Spoilers alert. She scraps her entire inheritance just to help Hayate reunite with Athena. So, mad respect.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but it kind of
Yeah,
goes to waste
true,
because
true.
in the end, just yeah. I mean, so
And speaking of
does it
of
really
anime
matter?
though,
I
that
mean, I guess you can
yeah.
say that it is it is strong, but it is wasted.
Speaking of anime that talks about misunderstandings, what's that one anime that has like a love pentagon or hexagon? The one that had like, the one that like there was like a Reddit thread about like how crazy the connections were, because I remembered someone was like making like a
The diagram.
diagram of all the relationships that the characters had. I'm trying to remember it. I don't know. It just.
I don't know. I don't remember actually.
I have the picture saved somewhere. I'm gonna
School
have to find
Rumble.
it. It's just hilarious for me. But no,
Well,
never. But like, all right. Is that it for like guilty pleasure anime? We might do this again though. But like, I don't know. I think things
yeah, but
change
for
as
now,
time
that's all
goes
I can
on.
remember.
Yeah, I think like
Yeah,
two
yeah.
is enough because I just can't.
We'll
think
get
of
back
another
to
one
it. Like
right
we'll
now.
find more as time goes on. Cause
Yeah.
like I don't know.
Yeah.
So like, are we now gonna do disappointing anime? What is this? A
Yes.
continuation of ReZero?
And then we might do another what do you call this, another topic if I, Melem, am able to think of a topic, because I tend to do that. I somehow think of a random thing to say. So yeah, we think of a disappointing anime. So my definition of disappointing anime is I am sure that I'm gonna like it just based on the premise
Or
and
based on the reception.
what it's yeah. Well, well, reception partially, but for me it's mostly just based on like what I know and what the premise is marketing to me and what I think is going to probably how it's going to unfold and how it's going to develop. And if it doesn't do well, yeah, it's going to be a disappointment for me. Is that
Yeah, I
fair?
guess
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Yeah.
Who wants to go first? Zoe, you want to go first? Rio, you guys
Well,
have
I mean,
an immediate one?
I have
an
one in
immediate one
mind.
already, but I want to be last.
I had one
wanna
in
be
mind,
last.
but like I think I mentioned it an episode or two back, which is freaking Cabaneri, which is it's
Well.
probably no. I mean, it's one of the most disappointing freaking animes, because I knew that from the premise and setting itself that I would have loved that shit. Like
Bro,
I
and the
would have
backstage cast.
what what?
Like all the big names in the project,
Yeah. Oh my God. Jesus
that just
fucking
raised
Christ.
all of our expectations. I
Yeah.
remember that. I
And
was
then
hyping it up, man.
it's just oh my God, what they fucking did with it. I could not. I wanted to like it. I really did, but then I just had to drop it because the story just got fucking terrible. Why couldn't they have just stayed on the goddamn train?
Could have been so good, man. Could have been
Yeah, man, it
so
could have been good. Cause I don't know. I like steampunk. I really like steampunk anime, and I like diesel
Yes, I
punk.
do love steampunk as well. I'm a
And
Cardfight Vanguard player.
I was a
and I
fan of the
love Gear
setting, cause
Chronicle.
like it was freaking what like Edo period Japan. So like around their industrial revolution. So I don't know. It looked really cool. Really, I liked it a lot, and it's just fucking hell terrible. Ugh.
directed
Yeah.
by Tatsuro Araki. Music by Hiroyuki Sawano. Oh my god. And that's what
Why?
happened.
I don't
Like this
understand,
is off
man.
the
What?
back of Attack on Titan, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
especially
fuck
since
happened.
it's animated by Whip. Damn.
Dude, what the fuck happened, man? It's okay, so that's my disappointing anime up there.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. That pissed me off.
Okay,
Yes,
so
same, man.
Zoe,
That made
you
me
go
angry.
next because what I'm gonna say is possibly controversial, which might lead to downvotes or something. So you go next.
Well, I have two.
You go with one first.
Look, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna say Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
But my
Okay.
thing is, okay, first of all, my expectations going into it. Everyone was hyping it up.
Oh my gosh, same. Yes, everyone always told me that Attack on Titan was the best show ever.
I remember when the first two episodes came out, like the hype behind this show was unimaginable.
Yeah,
I
is
think you
there
have to
one?
live through it to
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
see.
you do have to
Yes.
read through
I
it.
was a first hand. I experienced that firsthand because I had like my friends at that time who were also watching anime. They were like, "Hey, Melem, bro, you got to watch Attack on Titan because it's like the best show ever. It's better than you know FMA and like Code Geass and all that." And I'm like, "Sure about that?" Then I'm like, "Okay, sure." And then I watch it, and I'm like, "Eh."
And the thing is, the first few episodes were really good. Like we can agree on that, right? It
Yeah,
was
they
really
were.
hype.
The first couple of episodes were I don't know. I mean, the opening episode was really really good. I mean, there's a reason why it got memed so much,
But
Well,
which is that
just watching it throughout, the hype level just went down for me. Just because it became really boring, and it had a lot of twists, I guess is one way to say it. Twists that really didn't work for me. Like I said, Eren becoming a Titan. I
yes,
dislike it.
yes. I got that. I got that. That's
So
also the part that like kind of made me drop it after 2 episodes. Cause like the first 2 episodes, I was like, yeah, it's not the best anime ever, but I think it's pretty good. And then like I just hear from like my friend Marcus, he's like, "Yo, Melem, that main character Eren, he's a Titan," and I'm like, "How the fuck does that work?"
because it's going against I think it's at the time it felt like going against everything the show stood for, right? Because it was about humans rising up, rise up gamers, humans rising up to beat to beat a large threat.
Yeah,
It
essentially
just
like
becomes
they're not the superior race anymore.
invalidated when one of the main characters becomes a titan himself. So
So like
and like a lot of the characters were pretty bland. Mikasa was overrated. She's pretty flat. Well, okay. Season 1 she was really flat.
Jesus.
Okay. And Armin in the first season didn't really have that much development. Eren stayed the same throughout. And everyone was saying no one was safe, every main character dies. That's not true at all, right? If you're a no name, or you've been in, if you were introduced in like one episode, you're probably gonna die pretty soon. But if you were introduced in the beginning, then yeah, you have plot armor. So that's
And
what
if you're
really,
a Titan, you have like super mega plot armor, right?
yeah, and that's what really pissed me off. Everything
Yeah.
that people were saying just was untrue about it when I watched it. But here's what changed, right? Here's what changed. Season 3 of Attack on Titan is really, really good. I think my opinions went full 180 about Attack on Titan. I
Was
actually
season
think
three
it's
was
really
season three the political one? I remembered
good.
it being the one that because like was it the one where they fought the military police?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, yeah, okay, I can understand why you preferred that one. Not just that, I think it is better because like I don't know.
It's
For
really good.
one and two, season 1 and 2 were
Really bad.
but
And
like
the thing
season
is,
3 was good because it actually went into like the problems experienced by their society, which is that the freaking like the military police and their like
are corrupt
government
as
and shit.
fuck.
Yeah, are corrupt as fuck. And I've been like it kind of gave a reason for why they didn't have better technology to deal with the Titans, like why they were in the freaking medieval age, which is that anytime an inventor or scientist would try to make something, they would be like freaking
They'd be wiped.
Galileo.
No, they'd be wiped from everyone's memory.
Yeah, they'd be wiped, and not just that, they were like like just like the couple that made the hot air balloon. But I do agree with like Melem with the fact that if it takes you that long to like something, it might be a bit iffy.
Well,
my thing
I
is,
will say
like all
that
of my problems in season 1 and 2, I think were fixed in season 3 and
Evaporated.
beyond.
okay.
No, it didn't evaporated, but they finally gave us good explanations for why things happened.
Okay, I can.
So
get
I no
that.
longer have a problem with all of the Titan shifters because like I said, I hated the concept of Titan shifters, but now it makes sense. So and like I said, all of the problems that I had with it evaporated with season 3 and the new manga chapters. So I no
Well,
longer have all
I
of
do get that because the way you sound, the way you talk about it, makes me think of like Gundam, and I love Gundam. So
And Mikasa finally gets good as a character.
Oh, okay, I do agree with that. Because, like, throughout the whole beginning, she's like, Eren.
No, not in
Eren."
season 3. Not in season 3.
No,
I'm
no,
talking
no, no,
about
but in the
manga.
beginning, like, in, like, season 1 and 2, she was just all over Eren. And that
Yeah.
was her entire character. But, like, at least
Yeah.
in season 3, she has a more character. Like, she...
Not yet, not
she
yet,
has...
not yet, not yet.
No, but she starts to get more, like, in the like, later manga chapters and shit.
Yeah.
She has a
Well,
bit more
spoilers-
development.
Well,
Oh,
spoiler
shit, yeah, okay.
alert.
Fuck.
Spoiler
I
alert.
can't. Fuck.
Eren's gonna leave Mikasa and Eren. Mikasa and Armin.
Eren's gonna leave Mikasa and Eren.
Like,
oh
Eren
my
is,
gosh,
right now, I think Eren's the final villain.
Dude,
Unless they pull
spoilers,
something.
man.
I said spoiler alert. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
okay.
good now.
At
So
least it's
I guess I
interesting
was
now, yeah.
disappointed, but that disappointment I think vanished in season 3.
So will you still say it's disappointing? Season 1 and 2 is disappointing.
Yeah,
And season
but
3
that's
is the
why I have a
redemption.
second pick. That's why I have a second pick.
Oh, which is what?
Akamiga Kill.
Oh fuck. Okay, yeah. Okay, I agree with that. I came into Akamega Kill thinking it was gonna be nice, and
I
then
was hyping it up because the manga was really
I
good.
dropped it. I
At a
remembered
point.
when you were hyping it up because I watched it. Because
yeah, I
of you,
dropped
and
it
then
as well. I
regretted
gave it a 1 or 2. I don't know, around that score. I thought it was terrible as well.
Yeah, by the end of it, it basically became The Walking Dead.
I don't even remember.
In terms of they're gonna give like one episode to make you like a character. They're gonna kill. Then he or she's gonna get killed off at the end.
and then you're just gonna forget about the character for the rest of the
Then
show
it's gonna
because
repeat to
yeah,
the next episode with another character.
yeah.
It just became very formulaic. But the first death, the first impactful death, was really really good. Like the glasses girl with the violet hair.
Oh yeah, okay,
I
yeah,
think,
that was alright.
yeah, I think that's what made
Yeah.
everyone like it a lot. But after that, it just became repetitive. So that's why I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
disappointed by the end of it.
Is the manga good though, or like
No.
I don't know? It's
No.
also bad.
Lol, that's pretty sad.
It also went to hell. It's better
Wait,
than
it
the
went to
anime.
hell. It went to
It's
hell with
better
the
than the
same
anime, but it also went to hell.
lulls.
Wow.
I hesitate to say my pick because it might be controversial, but at the same time, it's not. So, yeah, you know what? Screw it. Steins Gate Zero.
I haven't seen it, so
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna stay
good.
quiet for this one.
Here's my thing. What is the purpose of Steins Gate Zero? It has a purpose, but I want Rio. Do you know the purpose of Steins Gate Zero? It has a purpose, but I want you
Make Okabe depressed as fuck.
partially. That's like maybe
Isn't-
like 40%.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that basically like all the memes was basically it's sad scientists, from mad scientist to sad
but
scientist.
the thing is, the core reason for its existence is to tie in to the ending of the original, which is having future Okabe tell the present Okabe how to fix his shit. So this story is essentially about future Okabe, right? So my main problem with the show is it loses its reason for existing the moment they stop focusing on how future Okabe is able to do his thing. For the majority of the episodes, we focus on Kagari, a bit of Leskinen. I mean, Leskinen, he is kind of significant to the plot at some point. Maho, I'm fine with including because she does have some plot relevance. However, the thing is, the point of this is for us to understand how Okabe is able to come up with his plan. But we're never really shown how he's able to come up with a plan. All we're really shown is him getting sad, getting beat up, seeing
Love.
more deaths, getting more PTSD, and I'm fine with showing his trauma because, like, obviously he went through all that shit in the original and I guess here in Zero. So it does make sense that he is going through shit. But when you oversaturate the narrative with that, you're losing the purpose in which this series needs to exist because you don't need him to suffer more necessarily because we already have that in the original Steins Gate. What's the point of this series if this doesn't tie into what it was supposed to do? It doesn't tie into the ending. That's the main reason why it was created because some people were like, we want to know how future Okabe did it, and then they make this anime that's supposed to do that, but it never does. We're never given an answer. How does he formulate his plan? We never really get a real callback to the past. We get like maybe one, but that isn't even enough for Okabe to be like, okay, here's my master plan. What, you're telling me he just does that with a snap of a finger? He's able to create some awesome plan from like just meeting Krisu once, and he's like, well, I met Krisu again. I guess I can find a super awesome plan because I'm Einstein x Stephen Hawking 2.0, I guess. Fuck. I'm just.
I agree.
It's that it
I
loses.
mean, in a way,
focus.
it's sort of like I don't really want to compare it because I know it's a shitty comparison. But like, I think maybe the way you're feeling is a bit similar to the gratuitous suffering that happened in the things we've discussed in the couple of episodes back regarding ReZero, which is that Subaru doesn't need to suffer to move the narrative. In much the same way, we don't really need Okabe to be suffering exactly like that.
Well,
I mean, it's
well, the
okay
thing
to
is-
suffer, but it's
well,
like gratuitously, without moving the narrative in some way, makes it, excessive. which doesn't really lend
Yeah,
itself
I
if you're
mean,
not
I
gonna
do get
explain it.
that. But
That's
It needs to have a
also,
payoff. It needs to have a payoff. Is the conclusion, because in like both cases, we're not getting a payoff. If a character is gonna suffer, there has to be something that happens
A
out of it or
catharsis
because of it.
moment.
yeah, I do get
Yeah.
that. But I think it's kind of exacerbated in ReZero in the sense that, okay, yeah, he suffers, but you also have a dissonance in your mind of,
It's
is
not gonna
this
matter in
right?
the end.
Yeah,
The
it's not gonna
Yeah,
matter.
dissonance.
Okay,
it
yeah,
doesn't
I do
necessarily
agree with
That's why
matter.
it's
I do agree with
worse.
that. I do agree with that. But like,
So
I'm just
I
talking
would
about
I will give Steins
yeah.
Gate Zero that. The thing is, it Steins Gate Zero's problems are more fixable. All you have to do is just leave those suffering portions. Limit that to maybe the first 5 or so episodes, because I'm fine with say first 5 episodes. He's still suffering. He's like, man, I mean, I can't do anything about this anymore. And then slowly but surely you introduce Maho, and then Suzuha with her plan. And then from some regard, you could possibly say that Okabe ends up finding out the plans of like making this time travel war, and he somehow is able to time leap again. And then he's able to somehow formulate a plan. He somehow understands, oh, I never really knew what the divergence point was, because that's kind of the point of the first Steins Gate. The flaw of Okabe's plan when he wanted to give up on Krisu was that he thought that Krisu's death was the what do you call this, the divergence point for the world line. But it isn't. The divergence point is him meeting Krisu in that room. That's the divergence point, not her death. So you could like work around the narrative in that regard. But the thing is they don't, and instead they focus on Kagari, who is never really mentioned in the original Steins Gate. Like, what the hell? What is her point? Suzuha never mentions her. Not in the spin-offs, not in the original, nowhere. Okay, yeah, I know. I'm getting a bit too heated up about it, but please understand.
Well, I guess no, but
You-
you make a good point, which is that it's fixable, which is the problem. Because it's
Yeah, that's
fixable,
what
why
makes it so
didn't they fix
There's
it?
infuriating to
potential for
me.
it.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what
why it's
makes it
more
so
disappointing.
infuriating. That's what makes it so infuriating. Like, if they manage to fix my main problems from it, it could potentially be better than the original, honestly. It
Just
could.
tweaks.
It could potentially reach that stratosphere of like an 8 out of 10. Like, just those stupid, useless characters and those unneeded narratives, if they just shave them off, there wouldn't be any difference to the outcome or the end point of the narrative. Because, okay, spoiler alert, Kagari is apparently brainwashed. Yes, she's brainwashed. What does that accomplish in the narrative? Why does she need to be brainwashed? If she weren't brainwashed, what would happen? Fucking nothing.
Brainwashed by
Absolutely
who?
nothing. The future, because Kagari is like, you know Suzuha, right?
Yep.
Kagari is like Suzuha's companion. Like, she's Mayuri's adopted daughter. So she comes with her in the time machine because to be safe, I guess. And then like, which is fucking weird, since why the fuck are you taking a kid with you on a time
Time
machine
travel.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but Jesus, like what?
with a time machine that has the
Maybe she
implications
was
of
born in the wrong
changing the
generation.
entire history of man. I don't understand why she is important to the narrative, why she needs to be added, because if you get her out, it doesn't change. Suzuha will still be there to try and complete her mission. Okay, I need to calm down first because I really love Steins Gate. Because okay, if you guys are watching this, you can see the background, right? My picture is that of Okabe Rintaro. I love Steins Gate. It's my favorite visual novel. I am just miffed at the fact that they took a golden opportunity to tie in my favorite visual novel by bogging it down with useless characters and unwanted fat narratives. Back to the problems. So we have Kagari. she does nothing in the story. Why does she need to be brainwashed? Who knows? Why, how does she get into contact with Okabe and others? Well, apparently, Ruka is like, yo, Okabe, I mean, this brainwashed, or not really brainwashed, they don't know about that yet, but this girl with amnesia, like, I want you to meet her because it's convenient for you to meet her even though you never ever met her and you never knew about her because Suzuha never told you about it in the first place. Let's calm down first.
Lols. This is such an emotional thing for you.
It's so okay. I need to gather it up because like all my thoughts I have wanted to rant about this series for so long because
Finally have the chance
this
on a public
show
forum.
has for years I don't hate it, okay? Or no, I fucking hate it for the fact that it's not because it's bad. It's below average, but it could have been so much more. But because they add in so much terrible shit and unwanted characters that it becomes fucking worthless. It loses. I've told Zoe this. The problem with Steins Gate Zero is that the moment they stray away from what it was intended to do, it loses its purpose of existing. Because at this point, why would you watch Steins Gate Zero? Do you need to watch Steins Gate Zero? You don't.
You don't. I mean, I
You
did.
don't.
I just played the original.
Yeah, you don't need to because the point of this is to tie into the ending, right? For you to understand how future Okabe was able to formulate his plan. But he never ever no, he formulates the plan, but you know when he does? The last 5 minutes of the last episode.
Big brain.
So essentially saying to the viewers, yeah, just skip everything from Steins Gate Zero except for the last 5 episodes. I mean, those characters that you
5
met.
minutes, bro.
I mean,
Not 5 minutes. It's
It's
even worse,
basically
right?
a Detective
Last
Conan.
5.
Basically, Detective Conan moment right there.
Skip everything and just get to the point.
I mean, granted, you are gonna miss out on the introduction of Maho, but who the hell cares? I mean, Maho, you can just watch the first episode in the last 5 minutes. Leskinen doesn't matter because apparently he's a terrorist, and apparently there are lots of terrorists, and like it's so whatever. A lot of things just aren't explained. It opens up a lot of narratives. Why is Okabe able to leap through world lines still, even though he can't time leap? I don't get it. That's one. Two, like, what's Kagari doing? How did she get brainwashed? Like, no, they answered that, but what's the point of her getting brainwashed? Like, what happened there? Is it in the future? Who knows? Third, why wasn't Kagari ever mentioned until now? Like, she seemed very important. Why didn't Suzuha say, Oi, Okabe Oji-san, like, I have a companion with me, but she didn't come. What's the point? What's the point? It loses its purpose for existing. Like, I understand people that say, oh, Steins Gate's ending is a bit too convenient. Sure, but even if you get rid... But the thing is, this series is not gonna be a response to that. It's just more Steins Gate, lazily done Steins Gate, and I don't want that. I wanted this series to be more than just, yeah, we're just gonna make Okabe suffer. Because, why not? Because it seems to be easy. I just don't, I fail to understand the need for this series. Not because, no. I see the purpose in which it was made, but it loses its purpose the moment it just stops doing what it was intended to do. Okay, I think I'm done. I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about this
Well,
show
come
anymore. I hate this show with a burning passion. But objectively, I will give it a 5 out of 10 because it's still better than ReZero.
Well, I have, like, listening to you talk about Steins Gate Zero like that, I remembered something.
Oh,
And
oh,
that's the end.
interesting.
That's the ending of Clanad After Story.
Oh, I haven't seen Clannad AS, but I don't like the original Clannad. Spoiler alert, I gave it a 4 out of 10. Don't at me, bitches. Clannad is boring as shit.
Well, basically, Tomoya's like basically Nagisa, Tomoya's wife, and I forgot their daughter's name died. No, no, Nagisa dies first, right? So the story is about Tomoya finding the courage within himself to move past the death of Nagisa and become a good father for
To his
Ushio.
daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ushio. So that's a really good story. Like if you think about it, that's a good character arc. But at the end, Ushio herself dies, and that just makes. First of all, that's immediately gonna make everything useless, right? Because
Yeah,
the whole
he
point of his character arc
was to like
is
become a good father, and then
father
that's
for
robbed
Ushio
from
to grow
him.
up. What's
It's
the
like,
point when Ushio dies? But the most egregious part of it is at the end, like at the very end. Because basically, this is based off of the visual novel. I mean, everyone knows that. And the
Yeah.
thing is, one of the win conditions for the game is that's why you have the reason why you have many routes that don't end in a romantic ending is to build up enough in-game points. Like basically, Tomoya needs to do enough good deeds.
in order
So
to
in
get
the
the
end,
good ending, yeah.
in order to get the good ending. So as a video game, that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
It
obviously.
gives you
I mean,
it gives
it's a
you the
visual novel, so it
yeah, it gives you
makes you play it so that
it
you.
makes you want to play every route just to get the good ending at the end. But the
Mm.
problem is the anime is not a visual novel. It's not a game. So when at the end, because Tomoya was a good guy throughout the entire first season and after story, um God is gonna say that okay, you did good stuff. I'm gonna give you a s- I'm gonna give you a reward for that. So I'm gonna make Ushio and Nagisa alive again, and that really pissed me off
That's like a
because
Deus Ex Machina, man.
essentially, what
It's
was the use of the last what 10 to 12 episodes when everything's gonna go back to normal anyways? Why did we need Tomoya to develop in such a way that he's finally able to move on from Nagisa's death when Nagisa's alive? You get me? It just made the entire experience of watching it to me irrelevant because everything I saw didn't matter. All of the struggles didn't need to happen.
Exactly. This is why I fucking hate Steins Gate Zero. Legit. Like with Kagari, for example, her character doesn't fucking matter. If she did, Suzuha would have mentioned her in the original. But why doesn't she? I
I mean,
don't get that.
yeah, and basically, and that's why I think Clannad would have been better if it just ended in the first half of season two.
I have a question. I have a
Because
question
the
for
entire last
Clanad.
arc is irrelevant.
I have a
Well,
question for Clanad. I know, maybe it's just me. Okay, okay. This might be a stupid question. I'm well aware of that. But what if, after Nagisa dies, Tomoya ends up with Tomoyo?
no, no,
Oh, I
no.
want that though.
no, Jesus.
That would basically be Tomoyo licking Tomoyo's wounds.
Oh my gosh,
Jesus.
that's like good ending. You know good ending, right? By
Yeah,
Jesus.
Sasugake.
G. Yep.
Yes, that's just like with Sho and what's it, and Utsumi. That was oh yes. Oh my god. That was an excellent line.
I'm not
I
a fan
like
of that type of ending.
Can we just get rid of Nagisa from the story?
And you
I'd
don't
like
even
that.
need that. I mean, Tomoyo has her own route, and it's really good.
Actually, like that does raise a good question, which is how do they what are good ways to implement visual novels with alternate endings in anime form? Like,
Well, it
Just you
depends
pick
because
one
like
good ending,
and then
and
you
you go
follow
through
through,
with that.
and then you
Yeah,
and then you keep making
well,
others.
I mean that's the biggest problem with Dean's adaptation of Fate Stay Night, right? It tried to adapt three
Hmm.
different routes,
into
wherein
one.
the characters were vastly different. So
Well,
the
technically they
ending didn't make
adapt
sense for
mostly
everyone.
Fate. They adapt mostly Fate,
Plus
but they
Heaven's
take
Feel.
yeah, and have its feel. But like it does end with Saber being the main girl. But the correct way, I guess, would be to pick one route.
Yeah, pick one route.
But I mean, if you have the money, like a UFO table, I mean,
Adapt three different routes. Big
one of
brain.
which is a
Big brain.
cinematic trilogy.
Bruh, the only thing I'm waiting for from UFO Table is Tsukihime. I want to.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna
It's
happen.
gonna
Don't hope.
happen.
No, it's not.
Yes, please. I need it.
Fate Requiem is gonna get one before that.
That's true. In the same way that Tsukihime remake is never gonna happen.
Exactly. So stop hoping.
Do you
Big
still think that
sacks.
Evangelion's gonna release?
I know Zoe is excited for his best girl Arcway to be, animated, right? Right.
Bro, I didn't hear you. What happened?
What did you say?
Zoe is excited for best girl Arcway, right?
Hell no.
Yes. I know you love Arcway.
I like Arcade.
Yeah. You do like Arcway. I knew it.
She's likable, I guess. She's not best.
No, she definitely is, man. I mean, the polls and Type Moon say that she's the second most popular Type Moon girl after Saber.
Yeah, of course she is.
Deservedly so, right?
Hilariously enough, Fate is a spin-off, right? Supposedly, Fate is the spin-off.
Yeah.
And now it's
Tsukihime is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first.
No, Tsukihime and
Maotsukai no Yoru?
Karano Kyokai and Maotsuka Neome are in one big universe.
What the hell? Mahotsukai no Yome. It's Mahotsukai no Yoru.
Yoru! Oh my god!
What the hell are you saying?
I'm sorry. It's the same. Bro, it's confusing.
You
No,
fucking
it's
high,
not.
man.
You're just dumb.
Ah,
That's
sure,
why
man.
you. That's why you don't think Arcade is best girl.
Oh my god. But
Yeah.
Are we,
Yes.
are we gonna wrap up the topic of disappointing anime, or does anyone still want to mention something?
I have one. Just
go
one.
ahead.
I was also gonna say
White
another, but like,
Album 1 was definitely disappointing for me.
Well, it had Rina, so it's fine.
I mean, my thing with it is that, I came off from White Album 2 expecting
Bro, White Album 2
something.
doesn't have Rina, so what are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, Rina is awesome. Like, I agree with you. She is by far the best character. Second best is Yayoi. Rina is an excellent character.
Yeah, she's the second best character in the franchise.
Yeah, without a doubt. Who's first for you?
Kazusa.
Okay, yes, okay. 1 and 2, we can agree on that. Though, like, my ranking of them switches depending on my mood. Right now, I like Rino more, but if you asked me yesterday, I probably would have preferred Kazusa. Right now, I like Rino more because I just recently listened to Sound of Destiny, and it was...
I'm pretty devoted to Kazusa. I had to learn how to read. how to read Japanese.
Yeah,
I had to learn how. Dude, are you really high right now? Jesus Christ.
No,
I
bro,
had
he's
to
just devoted to the waifu, man. I
Cause,
gotta
Dude, he had to
respect
learn how
that.
to read. Bro, he had to learn how to read. Bro,
Bruh,
Exactly.
they didn't finish they're still not done translating White Album 2. So, I just went
no, dude.
I'm just gonna learn the
If
language.
it took you this
so
long to learn how to read, man, where were you in preschool, bro?
never happened.
But yeah, I mean, it was
think I was
disappointing
just
mostly
dead.
because Rina is just a really awesome character for me. Like, just based on what you know, like, I think I wrote a review of this once for my blog.
Well, if that's your opinion, you should read the manga.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Just
What's
kidding.
the manga about? What's the
Just kidding. I
manga
have no
about?
idea. I have no idea. Not gonna lie. I'm just saying you should read it so
I'm
you can
pretty
tell me
sure
about it.
I'm pretty sure it's like Yuki's route, right? As
Is
far
it?
as I know.
Damn,
I don't know.
sad.
I mean, if
Well,
it is, then what's the point? I mean,
yeah, that was the point.
I read it for Rina, man. And
It's kind of
Yayoi
like
to an extent.
it's kind of like
Yayoi is also
Mashiro
pretty
Iro
cool.
Symphony. If you've heard of that.
I have heard of it from you, but I've never read it, so.
Basically, the PlayStation and the PC version have different endings.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you did tell me about
So
that.
that really annoyed me. Because why would I want to buy the PlayStation version if I have the PC version, or vice versa? Because I have neither. Because there's no English release.
Lol.
But the point still remains. You know
I
what's
don't know,
another
man.
disappointing show?
Yeah, sure.
Grisaya, like
Oh.
the first season. It tried so hard to adapt every single route. And
Okay, here's my thing with Grisaya.
it only managed to adapt one route properly.
I will say that
And it
Grisaya.
completely destroyed Michiru's arc. Because how the hell are you gonna give me? How the hell are you gonna tell a long ass story in one episode? I mean, Michiru is essentially a 40-hour route compressed into a 20-minute episode. It made no sense. And all of the character development was lost or too
Yeah.
accelerated to matter. And it's
I
a
will say
really
though,
good visual novel.
the character designs are phenomenal. I will say that.
Yeah, designed by the same person as um World
Monogat
Totally Knows.
and Monogatari.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I like Yumiko. Not for her character, but
Yeah, she
because
looks
she
like
looks.
Senju Gahara.
Yes, and I'm like, oh my god, is this a character just meant for me? I'm like, the blue violetish hair, the stationery in her hand, the snark. Oh, oh
But
yes.
that is how you don't adapt a visual novel. You don't adapt every single route in one episode each. Except for Ayame. Ayame, right? Because she had like 4 episodes at the end. So that was good.
I like Kusakabe though, cause she's hot.
Who's that again?
The mentor of Yuji.
Oh, yeah, she's hot. As well as
Yes.
BB. BB as well.
Isn't
JB,
it
JB, JB,
JB?
JB, yeah.
Yeah, like the virgin.
Nah, she's no longer a virgin. What are you
Yeah,
talking
I know.
about? Bro, that was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
I trained him
Yes.
in many ways.
Uh,
So are we gonna end on that or any
I
more?
mean, I have thought of like a random topic because that's just what I do.
Well, I was just gonna mention one more disappointing anime.
Go
I don't know
ahead.
if
Go
it's
ahead.
well, yeah, but like I was around for the ride, and I hated being around for the ride. But like, Aldnoah Zero was
Oh my god.
disappointing.
Season 2?
Everything, man, bro. Aldnoah
Oh
Zero,
my god.
dude. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if I was the one or you were the one who wrote.
You were the one.
Who,
You were the one.
I just remembered being hyped because like I saw Gen Urabuchi and Hirayuki Sawano in the same place.
Yep.
Oh,
And then
boy, Urabuchi.
The first episode was good. It
Yeah,
actually
when
was
Urobuchi
good.
was still good. That's the thing.
And then it
that was
just
before Urobuchi made the puppet anime.
Taiwanese puppets, which is
You don't talk.
unironically good.
Yeah, that was
that's where he
Urobuchi
felt
at its peak.
that's where he felt his spiritual connection, bro. That's where he felt his that's where he that's I think that's was his calling, man, was to make
Bro,
fucking
you
puppet
wanna
anime.
do next episode about Aldnoah Zero? Cause I
Fuck,
actually
yeah,
want
that could be an entire episode. I mean, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
It was terrible, but I
It
never
was
watched the
such a
second
good.
season. What can you say about the second season?
I
'Cause I
didn't
just
finish it.
dropped
I watched episode 1 and hated it.
of the second season.
Yup,
Holy shit! It was that bad from the
it
get
was
go.
that bad.
But like Rio told me that like Orobuchi left the project early.
Yeah, he left the project
Yeah,
after episode 1, citing that he
3.
didn't feel
Episode
as
3.
episode 3 after citing he didn't feel a spiritual connection with the show.
Wasn't
Like
it because
not
he didn't have
spiritual,
enough
like he
creative
didn't feel a
control?
connection with the characters.
And then he didn't have control.
Yeah, so basically what ended up happening was that he wrote the beginning and the end and then just fucked off. So that's essentially what happened, is that you got the beginning and the end written by Urabuchi, and then everything else written by somebody with no talent.
Bro, I think we should do a full episode on that.
Well, we can do something on that, but just oh my god.
Well, that would entail me watching it though.
Yeah, and you
Oh
should.
my god. Well, watch it to feel bad. I don't know. I think part of the problem too is that you kind of need to watch it at the same time that it was airing, because like you could almost feel how people felt at the end. Like what the fuck. Ugh.
And the ending of season 1 was so good. And
Yeah, it was
as
good,
bad
but like
as the middle parts
you
were,
have
season
conflicting
1.
feelings though, because if it like the entire middle part was so sloppily written, but like the beginning and the end, felt so out of place in this anime. Because like beginning, oh that's probably kind of cool, and then the whole middle, what am I watching this for?
Oh
Then
my
the
god,
end.
where's everyone? So yeah, I think we should watch that. Obviously.
Yeah, okay, fine. All right, so I guess we should start wrapping up somehow.
Yeah.
I think Melem died. Hey, are you
Yeah,
there?
what?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should start wrapping up.
Okay, so this is episode 5, and I guess we're done. For next episode, I mean, I already have an idea off the top of my head because that's just what I do, I guess. And yeah, I guess see you next time, guys.
Bye.